Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Sit tight because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire AFC North, and maybe even the entire league. Rumors are swirling that the Kansas City Chiefs, currently sitting at 11-4 and looking to solidify their Super Bowl chances, might be making a bold move that would send shockwaves through the NFL. The name at the center of it all: Creed Humphrey, the Chiefs' star center, who's been a cornerstone of their offensive line since he came into the league. Now, reports, thanks to Schefter and others, are hinting that the Chiefs are considering trading Humphrey to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a second-round pick and a reserve offensive lineman from Pittsburgh's roster. And get this move could be motivated by the Chiefs' need for cap relief, especially as they eye extensions for Patrick Mahomes after a somewhat underwhelming run game this season, averaging only about 100 yards per game. Now, before you think this is just another rumor, let's dig into why this could actually happen and what it might mean for the Steelers and the entire AFC landscape. The Chiefs, despite their success, are facing some tough choices. Their defense has shown some vulnerabilities, allowing around 22 points per game, and they're trying to rebuild their defensive line, which could free up around $10 million in cap space. This cap space could be critical for them as they look to extend Mahomes' contract, which is already one of the biggest deals in NFL history. At the same time, they're motivated to make a move that would bolster their offensive line, especially since their current unit has struggled at times, allowing sacks and pressures that have hindered their offensive explosiveness. But what about the Steelers? Well, Pittsburgh has been quietly building a solid team, and adding someone like Creed Humphrey, who's just 25 years old and already a three-time Pro Bowler, could be a game changer. Humphrey is not just any center. He's a true maestro in the middle of the line, orchestrating both run and pass blocking with remarkable consistency. His PFF overall grade for 2025 is an impressive 91. 2, ranking him first among centers with over 40 snaps, and his run blocking grade is an elite 91. 5, he's a guy who can elevate the entire offensive line, making everyone around him better. His ability to anchor the line, combined with his leadership and football IQ, would be a huge boost for Kenny Pickett and the Steelers' offense. If you look at his career, Humphrey has already made a significant impact. He's been selected to 3 Pro Bowls, and his PFF career grade is a solid 89+. He's allowed just 5 sacks over 500 snaps, and his run-blocking grades are consistently high, around 90. In Week 15, he even posted a run grade of 91. 5, comparable to the likes of Kels in Kansas City, especially when it comes to anchoring the offensive line. That's the kind of upgrade Pittsburgh needs to push their offense to the next level, especially in the run game, which has been a bit inconsistent this season. Now, why would the Chiefs be motivated to trade Humphrey to the Steelers? Well, as I mentioned, they're looking to rebuild their defensive line, which has been a weak spot at times, allowing around 22 points per game. They need cap relief to make moves there, and trading away Humphrey could net them the draft capital they need while freeing up the salary cap space to address other areas. Plus, with the Steelers having about $2 million in cap space, they could make this work financially. It's a win-win situation on paper. The Chiefs get the cap relief and draft picks, and the Steelers add a franchise-caliber center who could transform their offensive line. Looking at how this would impact the Steelers, adding Humphrey would be a huge step toward creating a more dominant, physical, and resilient offensive line. Pittsburgh has been good, but they've lacked that elite anchor on the inside, someone who can consistently control the line of scrimmage and open lanes for Najee Harris and the run game. Humphrey, with his proven track record, could be that guy. His presence would likely boost Pittsburgh's run efficiency by around 15%, pushing their yards per carry from 4.4 to potentially over 5.0, a massive difference when you're trying to control the clock and wear down defenses. It would also help reduce sacks and pressures on Kenny Pickett, who's been improving steadily but still needs better protection. This upgrade in the line could do wonders for Pittsburgh's overall offensive efficiency. With a solid center anchoring the middle, the Steelers could project a jump from 320 yards per game to around 360, making their offense more explosive and balanced. It would also create better synergy with their existing linemen, elevating the entire attack and making them more formidable in the AFC playoff race. And let's not forget, a stronger offensive line means more confidence for Kenny Pickett, giving him the time and stability to make those crucial throws in tight spots. Now, looking ahead to the bigger picture, if this trade happens, assuming it works out as planned, it could dramatically shift the odds for the Steelers in the postseason. Bookmakers currently have Pittsburgh with +1/500 odds to win the Super Bowl, but with Humphrey anchoring their line, those odds could tighten significantly, push to +800 or even better. That's a game changer, especially considering how much a dominant offensive line can influence playoff success. The Steelers have historically been a team built on a tough, physical identity, and adding a player like Humphrey would only reinforce that reputation. In terms of long-term strategy, this move fits perfectly with Pittsburgh's blueprint. They've always valued strong, physical offensive lines. Think back to the days when guys like Alan Faneca and Marcus Pouncey were anchoring the line. Humphrey is a modern-day version of that, a player who can serve as a cornerstone for years to come. His ability to boost run efficiency and protect the quarterback aligns well with the Steelers' identity: hard-nosed, disciplined, and resilient. This could be the piece that pushes Pittsburgh from a good team to a genuine Super Bowl contender, especially if they can add a few more pieces on defense in the draft or free agency. And let's not forget, Pittsburgh's front office has shown they're not shy about making bold moves when the opportunity arises. The trade for Humphrey would be a statement, sending a clear message that they're all in for a deep playoff run and a possible Super Bowl appearance. With Kenny Pickett developing nicely and Najee Harris taking on more responsibility, the addition of an elite center like Humphrey might be the final piece to unlock their full potential. Now, shifting gears a little, let's talk about what this means for the AFC North overall. The division has been fiercely competitive this year, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns all fighting tooth and nail. A move like this by the Steelers could give them a significant edge, especially in the trenches. Pittsburgh has always prided itself on a strong offensive line. Think of the legendary steel curtain defense, but on offense, and Humphrey could be the catalyst for a new era of dominance up front. If they can improve their run game and protect Kenny better, they could pose a real threat in the playoffs. Plus, it's worth noting that the AFC as a whole is wide open this year. Teams like the Chiefs, Bills, and Dolphins are all playoff contenders, but Pittsburgh's improved offensive line could level the playing field, giving them the stability and confidence to compete with anyone. If they can get Humphrey on board and integrate him into their system quickly, the Steelers could be looking at a postseason run that surprises a lot of people. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens. Rumors are just that, rumors. But given the current landscape, it makes a lot of sense for both sides. The Chiefs get cap relief and draft capital to rebuild their defense, while the Steelers get a franchise center who can elevate their offense instantly. It's a classic example of how strategic moves can reshape a team's future. And for the Steelers fans out there, I know this kind of news sparks hope. We've seen how much a dominant offensive line can do for a team. Just look at the Patriots' Super Bowl runs with their legendary line, or the Colts' dominance of the early 2000s. It's all about building that foundation, and Humphrey could be the key to Pittsburgh finally establishing a top-tier line that's been missing for years. With Kenny Pickett growing more comfortable and Najee Harris finding his rhythm, adding a player of Humphrey's caliber could be the missing link to making a real Super Bowl push. So fans, keep your eyes on this story. It's not every day you see a potential blockbuster trade that could literally redefine a franchise's trajectory. The Steelers have shown they're not afraid to swing for the fences, and if they pull this off, it could be a historic move that pays dividends for years to come. Imagine a Pittsburgh Steelers team with a rock-solid interior line, a potent run game, and a confident Kenny Pickett leading the charge. That's the kind of team that could finally bring another Lombardi home, and I, for one, am excited to see how this unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Creed Humphrey would be the perfect fit to bolster our offensive line? Are you excited about the possibility of this move happening? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters, not just to us, but to the entire Steelers nation. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Steelers news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet, and with moves like this potentially on the horizon, the future looks bright for Pittsburgh. Keep the faith, and as always, here, to Steelers football, tough, relentless, ready to fight for another Super Bowl.